Hey, what's going on, y'all? So today I want to talk about something between the Marvel Rivals community and Overwatch community. I've been on Twitter, social media, YouTube, you name it. I've been seeing a lot of discourse talking about, well, hey, Marvel Rivals is down on views. Overwatch is so back, they just dropped 5 new characters. Now, that being said, I don't play Overwatch. I'm about to get into Overwatch just to see why everyone is so hyped about this game. It's been around 8 plus years. It's obviously the inspiration, and we technically wouldn't even have a Marvel Rival without Overwatch, right? But something I do get tired of constantly is when I'm playing this game and I'm constantly seeing people in and out every day. And like when I hear these comparisons between Overwatch and Rivals, or even the Deadlock, which Deadlock looks very exciting. I don't hear too many Deadlock players complaining about, Marvel Rivals this, Marvel Rivals that. I'm gonna try Deadlock out too. A couple different games. Trying to spread my repertoire out because I come from fighting games. I come from Mortal Kombat. I come from Street Fighter, Tekken, more competitive games. And a lot of hero shooters, to be quite honest with you. But the thing that be kind of blowing me is it's like Overwatch players specifically be on Marvel Rivals tailbone, like really on a bumper and be like, yeah, healers in my game are they're healers and that's what they do. And they don't, they're like a DPS, but they don't do a lot of healing. I'm like, well, this ain't Overwatch for one. Two, the damage in this game is stupid high, and I promise you, if we revert the game of quote unquote nerfing the healers, we've already been there and done that to nerf the healers down, right? It ends up being, oh, okay, well, my DPS versus your DPS, and that's that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I gotta say your DPS versus that DPS, because although we keep talking about the healers, the most carried role, I repeat to the end of times, is DPS. DPS, if you ever want to realize why you lost the game, a lot of times we try to blame the tanks. Chances are one of the two actual tank players you have is really a DPS player. Second, the DPS player, I'm gonna admit a very sad truth to y'all. A lot of the situations where y'all are losing is because y'all don't play into a good matchup. What do I mean by that? Very simply, I mean, let's say you got Groot tearing up everybody, right? How do you face Groot? You grab Punisher, you grab Wolverine. You all can literally counterpick anybody in the game. And I kid you not, I don't know if I'm just in the wrong elo or what, but I've been playing this game for quite a few months now, going almost on a year now since the game came out. And it just seems like we don't, like the one thing I want to really harp on, Marvel Rivals, they're really bad at grabbing comps. So I've played games where it's like, okay, I got a Spider-Man, I've got Magic, but we playing with Groot, which can work, but in most cases the dive doesn't say, okay, my tank doesn't move that fast, let me fall back a little bit. I got Spider-Man Magic overextended. But I'm gonna get off the dives too, because dive is its own issue. The biggest thing about this game that's like unique from others is, out of all the hero shooters I've seen and observed, no game has the aesthetic for one. Y'all, one of the reasons I didn't play Overwatch is because it looks horrible visually. The characters just look very generic for the most part, and it just when I first watched it, I was just like, this looks like, this character design is horrible. I looked at Rivals and I was like, not only was it familiar, but like the aesthetic was way better. So let's never talk about comparing aesthetic. Y'all is not winning that challenge at all. But first and foremost, I have to play Overwatch and see what this is all about, because people keep saying it's more competitive. And I'm hearing people that have played Overwatch for 8+ years have horror stories about how bad Overwatch was. That being said, the players that I'm hearing this from are like top 500, like top 50. They've basically said, I can't stand the game. I'm tired of the game. It's not in a good spot. They've been telling me that everybody that's spewing this Overwatch is so good is really just capping, just more so for engagement. And I don't doubt that, because I always ask myself the question, if the game has been so good, right, and it's so fire and it's so balanced and it's so competitive, why are y'all on Rivals? Like, it feel like when somebody like come to your house and be like, oh man, back where I come from, we don't do this around here. Okay, go back to where you from. Like, it's weird. It's weird to me. Like, I can say I did this. I'll relate to the actual, like, the logic, right? I used to play MK1. Told y'all that. I used to play MK1 like non-stop, and I had played better games. Obviously, I came from MK9. I came from MK10. I came from MK11, which MK11 is still a bad game to this day. Please don't ever let somebody tell you MK11 is a good game. It's horrible. That being said, I knew what to expect from Mortal Kombat, as it was. I was a fan of the characters. I played it. I have 100 plus streams on that game if y'all ever want to go back and look at that. But something that just kind of blew me was like, I'm constantly seeing, the thing I used to do was like, I would be on MK1 knowing full well the game is bad before release, bad before launch. Well, I got to a point where I was like, this game is not going nowhere. It's not improving. There's no really gonna be no change. And I got off of it and I didn't look back. But I stopped badmouthing MK1 because I'm like, I'm just wasting a lot of energy badmouthing a game that's not gonna get better. And it feels like people are taking the expectations that, I'm gonna be honest with you, taking the expectations that Overwatch clearly failed at, because when I heard people talk about Overwatch, they said, well, this game's been out for 8+ years, but it just stayed the same. Every update just stayed the same. It stayed stale. It stayed boring. It stayed stale. And that's kind of what people have been saying. And with that being said, I'm not gonna really disagree with some of the people I've been hearing, because I'm listening to people. I watch their content. I enjoy their content. I listen to it. And it seemed like consistently the people that are saying this are on Rivals enjoying it, and they barely ever bring Overwatch up. And usually they bring up Overwatch, it's like, okay, cool. It's like one or two things. But I mean, the constant pressure that Marvel Rivals gets on a daily basis, it's not wrong. I know for a fact, I know for an absolute fact, the devs listen to feedback. They hear us. Now, that being said, what I need what I need Rivals to do is very simple. I need you all to crack down on 3 things. Just 3. We're gonna start off with the 3. We're gonna work from there. Throwing, we've been there before, bound and back. It's not just a voice chat. Y'all have cracked down on the voice chat. I'll give you that. Voice chat will get you messed up on this game. Now we just have people in chat texting and throwing. Like, you gotta crack down on that too. But that being said, harsher punishments on throwing will bring this game back 1000%. Rivals isn't even in the worst spot. That's the funny part. But that being said, I have to try these other games out. I have to try Deadlocked. I have to see what Paladin's about, because although people preach that Paladins and Overwatch are these fire games, I don't see people playing and putting in hours and work into the game. And maybe that's just me sitting inside my own little bubble. Maybe I need to, again, broaden my horizons and try some other games. But I really feel like these games are overhyped. More so, Overwatch is overhyped. Because the way I look at it, Overwatch was the prototype, right? It's known for having loot boxes and horrible microtransactions, which kind of what killed the game for the longest time. And also stale gameplay. Again, these are things I'm hearing secondhand, right? So pretty soon, hey, Overwatch players, be on notice. I'm gonna pay your game a visit, and if this game is not what it's cracked up to be, as though people have this impossible standard that Rivals has to achieve, when I think in the short time Rivals has been out, it's done a lot better in terms of being accessible to new players, right? A way better art aesthetic. I ain't gonna lie, that artwork, they're killing the game. But like I said, I feel like I have a bias, right? In order to defeat this bias and say that Rivals is 1000% that game, I need to go see what, the other flavors they've been cooking, because I just get so tired of, I click on the video and y'all just don't know. I'll listen to it for like 10 minutes, and the moment they get into, hey, I'm from Overwatch, and I'm like, oh, here we go. But then I'll keep listening, having the background at work type ish, and they'll be like, yeah, Overwatch just hits on a different level. The heals are balanced, the DPS, they're a little broken, but. And then I notice they always like stay away from the tanks discussion, because I've been hearing that's something I got tested out for me personally. They've been saying like, I got 6v6 and 5v5, and I mean, what's even crazier, okay, so we've been like debating year in and year out about this role queue thing. Y'all have a role queue on Overwatch, so I'm like, y'all got the features that y'all want Rivals to have, right? But I kid you not, people want, and this is kind of funny, I heard the funniest take, and this ain't even no disrespect, I just thought it was ridiculous. People was like, yeah, I like Adam Warlock's healing. He plays like an Overwatch healer. I'm like, ooh, that's how y'all be healing? Because if that's the case, that's just another DPS that just give a little sprinkle of health. Like, that's horrible. That's horrible. I mean, Mantis got better, but I ain't gonna lie, when Mantis first dropped, the heals was suspect. I used to grimace seeing a Mantis on my team. But yeah, the game is, it's funny. I'm not gonna lie. The constant comparison to what they feel like Rivals should have to do is funny. But leaving that topic alone, here's my hope for Overwatch, right? Because these are the good things. Let's talk about the positive. I've been hearing Overwatch is this balanced, mechanical skill higher, more restrictive, slower paced chess match. That's how they describe it. Like the glazing of Overwatch is insane. And I feel like personally, a lot of it's just nostalgia. Because I mean, even in the FGC, you know what I'm saying? When I play fighting games today versus fighting games of yesterday, clearly there's a lot of games I feel like are a lot more difficult, a lot more rewarding, a lot more content to the game. But I also realized these games I used to play, like Blaze Blue, Street Fighter X, Tekken Tag 2. Tekken Tag 2 was a broken mess. I gotta say that. It was fun, but it was broken as you all get out. These games have their issues. Every game has its flaws. Like, I have to point out, there's no perfect game. There's always going to be issues. There's always going to be onesies and twosies. But we're in the day and age of live service. So, as Harada-san, you know what I'm saying, the head of Tekken, but he just stepped down, retired. Shout out to you. He pointed out something I really want to harp on, is that gaming is no longer just a drop and leave situation. Now we are in the age of constant updates. Rivals is a perfect example of every month they have to add something new. Every month they got to add some new characters. Every month they have to add some reason for you to come back, and they do a good job of that. That being said, I want to say, out of me, the games I played in the last I've been gaming since about 97, 98, right? You know what I'm saying? Old head out here. But they've been actually updating and making the most meaningful changes I've seen out of all the games I've played. Not gonna lie, I've never played a game that actually updated, like, and put like player expression the way they've done it. UI updates, the user interface updates in the game are insane. There's still features about this game I'm learning, and I've been playing it for a year plus now. So it's, again, I have high hopes for Rivals, and I really, honestly, I want to put it in, so we're gonna probably be in as soon as a spot where I can be just like those Overwatch players and glaze the hell out of this game. But a lot of times when people complain about the game, I know it has its issues. The issues that it does have right now, the damage is still way too high. Believe it or not, me and Chaotic did a video the other day where we discussed about the healers, and I had to point this out, healers, or just poke in general, being able to hit you stupid hard full screen, and the actual emergency patch they touched up on alleviates that. Hella can no longer just headshot you twice and eliminate you. She still gotta get 3 shots, but I mean, she got 12 in the chamber, so it's not really much of an issue. But it's just, I know that's frustrating for a lot of players, because one, let's say a Hella really got that aim, right? And she deletes 3 people off of 2 headshots, which means 6 shots, which means she has another half a clip. That means she's gonna eradicate your tanks like in a couple more seconds, you know? And a lot of people are basically saying that triple support is being played because of the high damage. I 100% agree. The good triple supports. But I'll be honest with you, that's only a piece of the problem. The truest problem I found in this game is that people's awareness, DPS, tanks included, but more so DPS, I gotta get on y'all ass. Y'all are the kings of not turning around. Y'all are the kings of not using cover. Y'all are the kings of, just see the cover, beautiful cover right there. See that? See how I just like cut that corner? Beautiful. Y'all are the kings of like saying that it's a healing discrepancy. Like I'm talking about, I've actually like watched games of like top 500, right? And I will watch dudes just go out there and get running 5v1s. I've seen dudes try to solo all the team. It's always, little mistakes here and there, but Rivals, the community is funny because they will really be like, yeah, that wasn't my fault. That the healer did heal. I'm like, dog. As much as we like to talk about how glorious healing is, even if I got 3 healers healing you, right? And you're fighting on 1v6, they're going to melt you. The devs and the last emergency patch, the one thing I didn't mess with was giving Punisher and Star-Lord the alt thing we did. We're gonna touch on that on Chaotic video like very soon. But what's happening now is that the damage is so high, so fast. If you're a DPS and you're struggling in 6.5, you really just gotta tighten up. I'm gonna be honest, your fundamentals is lacking. You're not using cover. You're not communicating with your team to combo alts. You're not peeling for your teammates. You only probably look forward like a racehorse, to be quite honest with you, because DPS at this point are so powerful. And that's not saying DPS don't have no weak characters. Blade, they working on that. He still needs work. But y'all have Punisher, y'all have Bucky, y'all have Hela, y'all have Torch, y'all have Iron Man. Iron Man, although I don't think he's in the best spot, he's still, I mean, if you have a team that doesn't pay attention, he can really make your problem like that much worse, because he harasses the hell out of mix. I know I be harassing people with him. Y'all have Wolverine. Like, I feel as though if the DPS players got genuinely better, right? Genuinely better. And we fix the alt charges across the board, not only would you have a more competent neutral, which i.e. not competent neutral in fighting game terms is when nothing is happening, but you're setting up for something, right? Which would basically mean a slow down or removal of a lot of alts that are going on with the constant alt spam. I'm gonna be honest with you, at this point in time, which I gotta point out that the triple threat y'all got going on. Well, no, it's actually 4 y'all, but I'm gonna say 3 for now. Y'all have Punisher, Moon Knight, and Star-Lord. You all are getting alts faster than medics consistently. So going into how people are talking about the healers are spamming, the only reason healers are getting these alts fast is because you all are eating up damage so high. If y'all were not constantly eating up damage like they're giving away free money at the bank, the healers wouldn't get alts as fast. The reason healers are getting alts so fast is because y'all are taking so much damage. Now that being said, let's say hypothetically we take the healers and we give them even more higher alt charges. We've been there, we've done that. It's not really a fix. They might just have to nerf a couple alts, i.e. Gambit, all this. We're gonna talk about that in chaotic video. That's gonna be crazy too. But even going back to the nerfs, right? My dude Gambit, why did we sit there and like nerf his kit? The alt is the real issue. The alt has been the issue. Upon even launch, everybody was basically saying his alt does too many things. And it truly does. I'm not gonna lie. He has a game-changing alt. He has an alt so powerful that you could justify making his alt be 6K to charge up. That's how powerful the alt is. But you're hurting the kid of the character. And I gotta ask you the question, because we're gonna talk about how to fix that alt in a chaotic video in depth. If you continuously nerf the base kit of a character, right, and you know for a fact inevitably you're going to have to fix his ult, you're going to have to tone it down. After you do the damage and you fix his ult, right, what then will happen is you will have a character that is so nerfed that people are not going to want to play him. So you have a new character that came out, was fire on release. I mean, he was god tier server admin, like he was him, still is low key, right? But you take so many fun aspects out of the character and what he does, and now it's like, well, I can't even play the character. Because I gotta bring this up because it feels like people are trying to quote unquote. It's not like they're trying to quote unquote. We were talking about earlier in the video where they were talking about the Overwatch healers. I do despise how the Overwatch healers heal. I really do. What I've seen, the heals are very small across most of the board. It's like a couple of actual heal bots y'all got, but most of the board is like sprinkle health. I do not want that to be Rivals. You could do something like increase the time for heals or a longer reload animation for healers, which I think could be actually really big across the board if you started adding more like a longer reload to healers to basically make them slow down and heal more tactically rather than constant healing. But in turn, you have to understand that if you do not adjust the damage and the alts that the DPS have, because they're going crazy right now, right? What you will have is literally DPS will be mowing down people on the game. And I'm telling y'all right now, you really don't want to get in a situation where it's DPS versus just DPS, because if it's just DPS versus DPS diff, you're going to make the healers feel like, well, which is kind of what it almost is now, where if the DPS are bad or my tank is bad, the healers just lose. So I get where y'all are trying to go with like making the healers be able to bang and fight back. That's fire. But the alts are really the biggest issue for 6.5 and going forward. You gotta calm down on the constant alts, because the alt loses its impressive fact when I see it like every 30 seconds. That's what I'm saying. Moon Knight, Star-Lords, and Punisher are getting them hoes like non-stop. because their active time with their like, if y'all ever did a reload with Punisher, that shit is fast. Star-Lord, fast. Star-Lord is stupid to me. It's like 30 seconds. It's like at least 10 seconds long. It's stupid. But hey, look, wrap this up. That being said, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below about alt charge and where y'all sit with it. This Masketeers over and out. Till next time. We on Overwatch. Right, we gonna play both. I gotta see what the grass is greener, because I really don't believe it. I really don't. Peace though.